It's Gamer here. Today I want to talk to you guys about what's the best gaming experience on the market. In other words, what is the best possible experience you can get gaming? What platform, what device, what are the options out there? So I'm going to break down. Let's start from first thing. There's many different experiences. You can have a sit-down experience, like with a console, which is dedicated to have, a TV attached to it. You have a simple controller and you can sit on your couch and that's it. You have your two hands, you're not doing anything crazy, it's dedicated for that one thing. And the second thing you got is VR, virtual reality. That's something where you can put this headset on and feel like you're in a different world. And the difference from this versus a traditional gaming experience is that you are you are fully immersed in that screen. That whole screen is around you. You feel it. You have a more immersive experience because you have the motion sensing. You look around. It's like the world is around you. That gaming world. And now next option is PC. PC offers ultimate software and hardware flexibility, meaning that you have control over the software. You can install any operating system like SteamOS, Steam Deck OS, whatever you want. You can install Windows, whatever you want. And then the other option, in terms of hardware, you can upgrade the drive. You can take the stick out. You can remove this. You can upgrade all these different options, right? But on a traditional console or a VR headset, you couldn't do those things. You can't upgrade the hardware, at least internally. So those are the big differences in terms of experience. Now let's talk about tinkering. Each device has their own pros and cons. So let's talk about that first. Tinkering is what I define as the ability to modify the software of your console to do something that's different from traditional ways. So a good example of this is me adding loading an application, a homebrew application that allows me to play Mario Galaxy on my VR headset, or playing Dolphin Emulator on my Xbox. That's a great example, and I have videos of that. Basically taking things out of the box. So let's break down each console in terms of tinker factor. I think it's pretty important in terms of making a decision on what you want to buy. It's some people may care and some people may not, and that's the thing. Every gamer's needs are different. And so for me as a gamer, I like to tinker. However, I'll break it down later in more detail, my values. Let's start with the first thing I know very, very well, Xbox. You can actually put the console into developer mode, which allows you to say it sandboxes, creates a specialized environment where you can sideload applications and run unsigned software. And it's a separate, all you do is it restarts the console into a separate mode where you can put applications on it wirelessly and run them. So, for example, people have been able to run emulators from the Wii to PlayStation to Xbox 360, many ways on the actual Xbox Series S and X hardware without without jailbreaking the software or all that. That's one fact. That's the software. So you have pretty much a lot of flexibility in that aspect. However, you can't change the operating system. You're stuck with Microsoft system. Let's talk about the hardware. The only thing you can change in an Xbox, once you get one, is nothing. Internally, you could go and maybe desolder something, or you could replace the internal drive, but it's not designed for that. It takes a lot of work. And that's pretty much it for Xbox. Now, PlayStation, it's a little more harder. You don't have any control for that. There's no developer mode. You can't run unsigned code. You can't even run web applications like you can on an Xbox. Basically, no tinker factor. You cannot modify the software, and the hardware, the only thing you could that it does have is you can actually add a drive to it, which is very nice. That's it. Now, if you look at PC is the ultimate customization because you can swap the drive, You could swap your GPU. You could change your software to, Steam OS, whatever you want. And that's where it's at. And PC is a big category. And especially now it's been growing substantially since Steam Deck has came out for the past couple years. It's become a really popular handheld people use for gaming. And it runs a Linux-based operating system that allows you. It basically allows you to customize it any way you want. People run many games on it. You can emulate on it. You can run homebrew. You can do anything on it. You can run Windows on it as well. So why is this important to tell you? Tinker each of these devices has their pros and cons. Same with the MetaQuest headset. I have a MetaQuest headset too, Quest 2 headset. And in my experience, it's a really good too. You can't do much in terms of the operating system, but you can add sideload software. That's really cool. You can sideload homebrew games. You could sideload themes, meaning the actual background for your environments in the home menu, you can change that. That's one really good element. So for me, that's why I personally own a majority play all my games on a PC, because I have best of both worlds. And I have a Quest 2 because I love that you can do all these different things and it's very immersive. So that's my big value. Now, the reason I chose a PlayStation is for other reasons. I'll go into that a little later. The second big value as a gamer is the ability to play the games in the first place. I think every gamer can argue that the games are the central value to anything. Like, for example, you cannot play Rainbow Six Siege on a MetaQuest headset. It's simply not powerful enough for that thing. You're not able to handle that performance. Or, for example, you probably would not be able to play GTA 6 or GTA 5 on a handheld or PC. So each platform and hardware has its own pros and cons. For me, the games on PlayStation are excellent. And that's what I want to talk about. It's also one of the biggest reasons I got a PlayStation, because the games it has a big variety of exclusive games that are on any platform, maybe PC, a couple on PC, and that's it. But that's a huge selling point for the console. It's an experience you uniquely get by buying this. And say, for example, different than an Xbox, the unique ability to those games is the backwards compatibility. You can play Xbox 360 titles, Xbox Originals titles, right on your console with using emulation right built into the hardware. Meaning you don't have to jailbreak it, you don't have to run any homebrew applications, any emulators, the games just run. Meaning that the console you got, the Xbox Series X and the X, can run those games exceptionally well. On a PlayStation, however, you cannot play PlayStation 3 or 2 games. And that's a big factor for a lot of people. I'm not sure what you mean. Yes, you open or no. And another thing I want to talk about. Another thing I want to talk about is Nintendo Switch. This is also a great example of a console you buy that has a lot of exclusive games and unique experiences that you cannot get on a PC, on a PS5 or anything. And this is a great example of that. And this is why, this has been a notable console and have sold so many units, especially to kids, which is their big target audience, because they have very family-friendly games that are played by kids. So this console is tailored for that market and those kinds of people and those needs. And that decision is based on you. And I think that goes beyond any console wars or debates. If you personally you want to play a PlayStation game, you have many PlayStation games you want to play, then getting a PlayStation makes sense. Or, for example, if you just don't want to sink your money in a console, but you want the best of every world possible, you want Xbox, PlayStation, possibly Nintendo Switch emulation, anything you want, then a PC is the best bet. It's based on what you need, but then if you get a PC, it might be a lot more expensive because, getting a good GPU nowadays is extremely expensive. unless you get like an Intel Arc B580, which is really well priced. But yeah, that's my breakdown here. I know I've been kind of dragging this video on a little bit, but I just want to talk about this because it's a topic that I'm really passionate about. Gaming is something that has transcended entertainment in this whole industry. Fortnite's a great testament to that. People's eyeballs, people's attentions are hugely important in terms of decision making, in terms of the market. For example, Netflix, which traditionally was a very popular thing, now has become less because people love Fortnite. People are preferring to play Fortnite over watching Netflix. And that means less time, less subscriptions towards Netflix. So games have become the most predominant entertainment factors. And that's changed movies, it's changed many factors. So I think that's really important to talk about this because it's such a unique and new category in terms of the past 50 or 70 years we've had. Movies have existed for a long time, but this is definitely a category that's become very, very popular among the new generation, including me. And for me, that's why I really have an interest in it. It's an engaging experience. It's fun. It's entertaining. It provides a different way to offer creativity in a different way, and it's just going to keep growing over time. And that's really why I want to talk about this. But yeah, that's my advice. If you have also one other thing, if you have a big community of friends on one platform, it's best to stick with that. You also have a lot of digital library games that are digital only on a platform. Then it doesn't make much sense to fully switch over to one other thing because then you're losing that value. So that's pretty much my opinion and take on this. People have multiple consoles, multiple PCs, all that. But if you want to pick one thing that gets you everything, but biggest recommendation is a PC, a laptop. Getting a nice gaming laptop like an Acer Nitro V15 or something is going to give you the best of almost every world. Now, it's not going to give you the best performance across everything, but it'll give you the best general experience. You can use that to play VR games, you can use that to play PC games, Steam games, PS5 games. So if you're a kind of person who likes diversity, then a PC is the best. If you're a kind of gamer who likes the experience of GTA, wants to play PlayStation games, enjoys the experience of PlayStation, then get a PlayStation. If you enjoy Xbox classic titles, if you enjoy Xbox, first party titles, you like the Game Pass subscription because it offers so much value, then that's what you should get. Or if you just want a simple console just to play one game, and that's Fortnite, I'm talking to a lot of those kids, then get an Xbox Series S because it's cheap. It's $220, and that's all you need. It has 4K, 60 FPS, and that's all a kid really needs at the end of the day. That's all they played, and Fortnite's the way to go. And so that's my take on deciding what gaming experience is best for you. And thank you for watching the video, and like and subscribe, and take care.